Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the PHNX Wildcat Show. Shout out to OG's Brands, the official sponsor of Flavoring Fridays. Head on over to ogsbrands.com to see their full lineup, including their newest gummies, the OG's Naturals, the Big OGs, and find out where you can purchase. As we all know, our good friend Ben One White, obviously already over there, all over the fruits and the creams, as we know. Hello, Jason Scheer. How are you doing today?
Splendid, Michael. How are you?
All right. We've got a lot to get to this show. And I mean a lot to get to for a Friday. We are going to talk about U of A, its running back room, maybe the most bizarre story that I have ever encountered in covering recruiting, behind the scenes stuff. We are also going to talk about Arizona basketball's front court, Arizona basketball's front court, Arizona football's running back room, Colton Smith. By the way, we did not bring up Colton Smith, and a lot. But, all right. Scheer, I teased it. First of all, I never said it was a surprise.
I nailed that reaction.
You did nail the reaction. Again, these people are much smarter than me. But here's what we know. And you can stop me if, because you and I have laughed about this behind the scenes for quite a while now. I got the go-ahead from somebody to go ahead and report this, so I will report it. But
he also put on Instagram that he's in town, so it's not like we're ruining anything.
Yeah, we're not ruining anything, for sure. Jacory Croskey-Merritt is coming to the University of Arizona. He has been officially cleared. He's going to be part of that running back room. That is a very nice running back room, which we are going to get to in just a second, Jason Scheer. But initial thoughts on his on-the-field impact for him.
Yeah, he's in Tucson. He put it on his Instagram. I believe he's officially moving in on Monday, and then he'll be enrolled. June 1st is the day that you have to take a class. There's ways to get around that. But if you're ever wondering why the coaching staff is quiet, June 1st is the day, maybe even before that. He's really good. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. You can debate how this thing played out, and we'll get into more details in a minute. But all of a sudden, you have what I feel, and I think what Arizona feels, is the best running back room from top to bottom in the Big 12.
And we need to be, we got to be clear on this. As good as the other backs are, everybody knows about what I think about Fam. Everybody, Quali Conley, very good. Kedrick Riscano, very, very good. This is going to be the dude. Again, it's going to be a committee, but this is going to be the guy that is going to get the majority of the carries.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect it to be him and Quali to start. I think Riscano got some carries. It's going to be real interesting to divide it, because this staff is, again, it's going to be pretty similar to the last staff in that, Jacory's going to get a good amount of carries, but there won't be games where he gets 30 carries. There's just no point to it. There's too much talent on the roster. And a lot of it is, how does a guy like Riscano carry over, right? Like at Ole Miss, he was number one in the spring because of injuries, but is he as good as his high school film and ranking suggest? If he is, all bets are off. But I would say Jacory comes in here as the starting running back.
And we got to give the staff, and again, we're going to get to the story here in just a second. We got to give the staff a ton of credit, because this running back room from last year was absolutely decimated for a variety of different reasons. Jonah Coleman, get out of here, up to smelly, rainy Seattle. Also, you lose Michael Wiley, you lose DJ Williams. And so you're left with Fam. Obviously, we love Fam on the show, but they've done a really nice job retooling this running back room. Quali Conley's solid. Jacory Croskey-Merritt, I think, has a next level that Quali Conley doesn't, but both these guys are really good. Riscano is that back that for the, in a year, and he's going to play this year, but in a year, he and Fam in the backfield could be a very nice thunder and lightning type thing. But either way, this staff did an amazing job with this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to retool. When you think about it, like we paid a lot of attention to Jonah Coleman, but they also lost Wiley and DJ Williams, who are clearly no slouches either, right? And then you get Jordan Washington, you have high expectations. He didn't have a great spring. but he transfers. And now you're down to, it was what, a week ago that you were down to an injured Quali Conley in the spring, right? And then your second back was Speedy, and then you have nothing. You just have nothing. I mean, no offense to like, you have, I got a crazy text just now. Sorry, it's flustered me. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It's a situation where, a couple weeks ago you didn't have anyone, and now all of a sudden you've got a loaded running back room.
All right.
It's not often I get flustered.
All right, here. Well, now we're going to get into the Jacory Croskey-Merritt story. You get that out of your system while I get a read in, and then we will get back to this. All right, Circle K. Jacob Franklin did not go to Circle K yesterday. Dummy. ASU grad right there. Jacob Franklin. I went to Circle K. Jason Scheer went to Circle K. You should have gone to Circle K because, again, it was 40 cents off gas. Check it out. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. All right. This is maybe the most bizarre story that I've ever come across when it comes to recruiting. All right. Jacory Croskey-Merritt. We know, everybody knows he's good enough to play at about anywhere he wants. And yes, he is cleared. But at a variety of different times, 3 different schools did not believe that he was eligible. From Arizona to Texas A&M to Ole Miss. Now you're like, well, Mike, how could he have possibly been eligible? Because he has stats for 5 seasons. He does have stats for 5 seasons. His number, and this was not a this was not a scorekeeper error. Scheer, at Alabama A&M, there are some tough times during. There's been some tough times here financially the past.
You want me to give the story of why it's so crazy? Is that you're setting me up to tell everyone?
I mean, if you want to tell him, or I'll tell him because I've never come.
Because you already know it, and so it's up there. So. HBCUs, schools like Alabama State are not well off financially, and basically, they share jerseys.
But
so
here's the
when
best.
You watch. No, hold on. So when you watch the video and you see number 27 or 21 on the field, and you're like, Jacory is on the field, like he clearly played in these games. It's not Jacory. It's a teammate that's also a running back. They share jerseys by positions. And so Alabama State goes, and their former head coach, who is now at Georgia Tech, I believe is the chief of staff, gets a hold of the story and goes, oh, no, like we absolutely redshirted him. He actually only played in 3 games and wrote a letter to the NCAA. The NCAA reviews it, and, he's cleared. He did not play. He has a red shirt. He has 1 more year. It's insane.
Here's where, so a guy on the staff was telling me this, and he said, listen, he said, the reason that nobody at the U of A saw this happening was, sometimes people have the same jerseys sometimes people have the same jersey numbers on a team, but guess what? One is a defensive back and the other is a wide receiver, or whatever the case may be. And so he has said, I have never in my life, and he said maybe at JV football or Pop Warner, where players were sharing the same jersey on the same position, at the same position unit. And he said that I've never seen. We did not believe it when that was brought up to us initially. But like you said, talking with somebody that was there, he came over and he's like, listen, he literally brought tape to the NCAA and to all these schools and showing 27 there and then 27 over here saying, listen, he's not playing. He is playing. So not only did that happen, there were fake stats that were also put in there because they were losing track of who was out there.
Yeah, so the ESPN stats are wrong.
They're
right?
wrong.
Completely wrong. The school kept official stats. And so what they were being accused of, and I had heard this too, and I apologize, is that they had forged numbers, right? Okay. Because what else would you think?
Exactly.
You're looking at a video in which a dude wearing Jacory's number is clearly playing in 9 games, right?
Right.
It's not Jacory. No one would have thought that.
Right.
And again, shout out, I don't know his name off the top of my head. I'll find it. But the Georgia Tech guy, it's wild. He didn't have to do what he did.
Right.
Former coach of Alabama, and he made it very clear, this is what happened. Here is the video. Here's the official stat books. He is cleared by the NCAA.
And what's wild too is that a guy was telling me, he said he's literally, and this is where he really went above and beyond helping out Arizona. He literally was finding stills of stills and live videos where 27 would come and he would take off his helmet on the sideline, and you're like, you zoom in and say, listen, that's not him right there. That's not him. And then you would show a picture of him sitting on the sideline or whatever. They were literally sharing jerseys. Again, this is good work by Arizona, and this is also why everybody was fooled. I've never heard of a story like this. I don't know that we'll ever hear of a story like this again, Scheer.
I've been doing this for, 20 years at this point. Yeah. I've never heard anything remotely like that. Nothing. Right. I've heard of, nothing. Like, because eligibility in that case, usually when the controversy with eligibility comes, it's games played at injuries. Injuries is the one where, like, you see guys playing 70 years. It's because of injuries. Right. This is just straight up like. And by the way, like, can someone make a donation to Alabama A&M so this doesn't happen?
Seriously? I mean, we get that's the other thing too that I feel terrible for these guys with. You're sharing jerseys at the same position. Like, I don't even know that they would do that at Flowing Wells. I mean,
no, not the same position. And usually, like, again, it's legal if you have the same number on offense and defense.
Exactly. But not
at the same time. Like, in order for that to happen, do people realize, like, Jacory had to take his jersey off on the sideline and hand it to a guy?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Right. So there you go. That is the story, people out there. And again, if you think that if you've heard of another story like that, I say you are full of it. You are not being honest with yourself. Now, let's get back to the running back room here, though, for a second, Scheer. This is like I said, man, this is a loaded unit. This is a one that's ready to go. And I'm looking around the rest of the Big 12. I don't see a unit that is as good as this unit from top to bottom. And it's not like there's just one dude and you're like, man, you better really not get hurt. I mean, you got 3-4 guys that can really tote that rock and allows you to be a little bit more flexible with the fam as well.
I mean, look, if you want to get negative, if you want to take the pessimistic route, you would say, look, Riscano hasn't done it at this level yet. Right. Sure, he was great in high school, but this is also the same guy that was behind Quinshawn Judkins. So it's like, what am I supposed to say? He's not good because he was behind one of the best running backs in the country. Speedy hasn't done it. I get it. Quali has. I don't care if it was at San Jose State. Quali's a legit running back, and we know what Jacory can do. So the worst case scenario, the worst case is that you have 2 very capable running backs. The best case is that you have 4.
Right. And all of them can play in a variety of different ways. Now, Kobe Thiel, the great Kobe Thiel. Let's see here. Oh, a super snap. This is a super chat, but thanks for giving us the story. You guys rock. Very, very cool. Yes, the best running back room in the conference. I don't even think it's close. Now, I'm sure, Mr. Tyler Warden, this season is going to be a my bad because anytime a player doesn't do well, we'll be calling for his backup since this team is so deep. I do not exactly hate that situation, Jason Scheer.
No, whatever.
I think it makes that's
a good thing.
That makes a lot of sense. But
that guy pulled that crap. I call for his backup, and his backup's good. Cool.
What I would expect, and again, these things are fluid, very, very fluid, very wet. But what I would expect, that sounded terrible. Either way, it doesn't matter. This show
is made the creams.
Yeah, the fruits, the creams, all the stuff. But I would expect him to get, if you're looking for a carry breakdown, for lack of a better term, he's expected to be the one that's going to get the most carries because I think he's just got the most upside out of all of these dudes. And one thing that they are interested with him as well is, at least what the coach was telling me, is that he said, we think that he can actually be a pretty good receiver out of the backfield. He said he had a season where he was able to catch 12, 13 passes, and he showed he was pretty natural doing it. Let's see here. Let's see. So this is playing out the way we thought, correct?
Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, it's just funny. All right, we will talk some more. We will talk some more stuff anywhere later on. Let's talk about fam for a second. Now, here's where and this is just purely me speculating here. No inside information or anything on that. This is a loaded running back room. And Jed Fish, in my opinion, did Fam a real disservice by not redshirting him that first year. A real disservice.
Yes, and I can tell you are Arizona coaching staff. I don't know if they've mentioned it to him, but that's how they feel too. Like they no disrespect to Speedy. That's not what we're doing with.
Right.
It's disrespect to the coaching staff. It is your job as a coaching staff to make sure your players are ready to play. Speedy, when he came in as a freshman, was what? 150?
152, I think he said, yes.
Right. I mean, come on.
Right. It's just something that I would consider because this coaching staff loves Speedy. You can definitely vouch for that. I know you and Alonzo are buddies or besties. So you can vouch.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No,
I was thinking what people don't get is like Speedy's a junior already.
Right.
Because they screwed him over. Like he's only got 2 more years of eligibility.
All I'm saying is this, and this is something that I would give some real consideration to, because he's put on good weight. He's about up to 175. I think they'd ideally like him to be around 185, 186, 187. You've got a running back room now where you got Jacory Croskey-Merritt, you got Quali Conley, you got Kedrick Riscano. Obviously, and this is with all due respect, I like Brandon Johnson a lot. I don't see him feeding or really figuring in here a ton going forward. But I will say that I think that right now, I would almost be amenable to redshirting Fam because you lose Quali Conley, you lose Jacory Croskey-Merritt, you could have a thunder and lightning situation next year with Kedrick Riscano and Fam, and you could get him the red shirt that he really needed. I don't know, and again, I have no inside information if that's ever going to happen or not, but it's something that I absolutely would not put. That I would at least consider and see if they were amenable to. What say you? And you can still play in 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, you sit down with the family and be like, look, and again, like I don't know if Arizona is going to do this, but you say, look, we have Riscano, right? But we have Jacory. He's gone after this year, no matter what. Assuming there's no jerseys, and he's gone. Quali's gone. This is his last year. So it's like, look, we're looking at you. We're looking at Riscano, kind of a 2-headed monster, right? I just put that all over my computer. 2-headed monster, and you take a look at that, and you say, look, you're going to get significantly more carries next year than you are this year. That's just the truth. And it's not that you're not getting any this year; you're just going to get more next year.
Right. So that's something to just keep in mind. We will find out. Maybe Speedy can get even more by just sharing jerseys. How about that? We thought about that.
Good.
Yeah.
We're going to do that with everyone. Like, what happens if T-Mac? Is T-Mac willing to play 6-7 years in college?
Yes, exactly. T-Mac, here's what we were going to do. We're going to swap jerseys with you. Now, again, we don't know that because again, I'm just saying that it's something I would consider. You only get these years back once. And on top of that, he's also a dude that the staff really likes, and the staff his family really likes Alonzo Carter as well. I can verify that they like Alonzo Carter a great deal. We will find out about that one. Now, one thing that we know for a fact, Scheer, the BetMGM Sportsbook app. Here's the deal. Have you been on the BetMGM Sportsbook app lately?
Yeah, I was the other day.
Right. Now, here's the deal. What did you bet on, and did you make a lot of money?
No, I was just looking at Arizona's baseball odds.
All right.
I'm a degenerate. You're officially a degenerate.
Were you going against them? Yeah, Scheer, your typing is going out loud. Stop right now.
No, I'm not typing. I was serious. I spilled soda all over my computer.
That's all right. Just don't let it go out. Okay.
I was cleaning it.
All right. Sign up for BetMGM. Use bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app for at least $10. You'll receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if the bet loses. Check out the show notes for details, and let's hear Shane with the disclaimer.
Bets expire in 7 days. One new customer offer only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
All right. Wow. Scheer, have you come back in from outer space yet?
Yeah.
Okay, now that's all right. Yeah, stop. Sounds like you have a typewriter. All right, but again, guys, he's trying to preserve his technology. Be nice.
Is it good now? Are we good?
Yeah, you sound better than you normally do. Do that more often.
Thank you.
Use rice. I had rice this morning, by the way. All right.
What?
Yep.
Just rice?
Right? No. I had some other stuff with it as well, but it was still very, very good. All right, let's talk a little bit of linebackers here. Manny Nunnery. Listen, the way that this staff is and the way they should be is, and again, this is no inside information. Nobody's going to be promised anything here. This is a new staff. They're looking to win games. People got to be able to come in here and look to compete. I don't know what's going to happen with Manny Nunnery. Scheer, what do you think?
I would be surprised if he winds up at Arizona. I just put this on the board, so I don't care. He committed to Arizona, verbally committed to Arizona. That's out in the open. The thing is, he hasn't gone public with it yet for whatever reason. Now he wants to start, and there isn't a world that exists where Danny Gonzalez is telling any linebacker he's guaranteed to start. It's just not. That's not what Danny Gonzalez does. And so there is a chance that Nunnery says, screw it, goes to a smaller school where he's guaranteed to start. I think as of today, Arizona is preparing to move on to other linebackers. And if Nunnery decides to go public and come to campus before they land another linebacker, so be it. And if not, it is what it is. But in this day of age of the portal, this late in May before the season starts and all that, you can't just wait around for a kid and take his word.
What also is weird to me too, and I'm again just speaking in generalities here. What's interesting to me about this entire situation is that there are certain dudes in the portal that you look at and you're like, all right, your qualifications. Yes, I do know that, Robert Martinez. With all due respect. But there are linebacker, there are players out there that you look at their backgrounds and you're like, yeah, you're probably going to play. You're probably going to play. And I can use somebody like, let's see here, Jacory Croskey-Merritt. How about that? I think that he would merit playing time wherever he would go. How about that?
Yeah, that's not bad. You gotta get a little better though. I think they've been kind of weak lately.
Okay. Either way, you get what I'm saying. But dudes like Manny Nunnery, with all due respect, he could be a very fine football player at Arizona. Guys like that, you got to come in and compete, period. That's all I'm going to say.
Look, I'll just say this. If he doesn't go to Arizona, he's probably going to Texas State.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you what you need to know.
Does he take JDL's spot there?
Ooh, good question.
Maybe they kept a scholarship available for him?
I'm really curious to see how he does. Where is he? The whatever.
He's with the Brahmas or something.
Yeah, the Brahmas.
Yeah.
That's the Rock.
By the way,
very curious to see how he does.
Yeah, by the way, do you know what a Brahma is?
It's a bull.
I think it's like I thought it was like something Greek.
Oh, I don't know.
All right.
Now, I thought it was the bull because that's the Rock's nickname. Oh, it's a Hindu god.
All right. I have no problem putting this out there, but I'm going to let you guys all try to figure this one out as well. I told Scheer 2 days ago, he has not figured it out. I do not know who it is, nor do I care. There is a silent commit, though. We will find out who it is. You are all smarter than me. I am putting you on the case. Scheer, we need to find out who it is, though it is annoying me.
I mean, there's multiple transfer silent commits. It could come out today, tomorrow.
I think it's a high school kid, though. Not sure, but I think it's a high school kid.
Most of the transfer commits will come out on Tuesday when they have a team meeting. High school, there's a couple kids. Now, keep in mind, I will not say his name out of respect for him, but there is a 2025 player that's committed to another school that took an official visit to Arizona, and they are very, very involved there.
Interesting. All right. Well, we will. By the way, that is a great name that was brought up on the board, by the way. Certainly somebody that looks the part.
He's good. I don't know if how involved they are just yet.
Right.
I think that there's a few other linebackers that they're a little more involved with now than they were a few days ago because of Nunnery. But I like him. Look, I don't want guys that are like, if you don't promise me a starting spot, I'm not going.
No.
Like, forget it. Like, that's just not.
Hey.
That's why you're still in the portal.
All right. By the way, Dennis Walsh, great Dennis Walsh. This is a very good question here. Is this like Kobe Thiel being a silent commit with Erica L. Day? I do not know that, though. I do not know that.
That's a good question.
That is a very, very good question. By the way, you need to tune into one of the Merc chats with her. That was very fun. I was just asking her about Nip Hustle the whole time because her co-host was wearing a Crenshaw beanie.
This is true.
This is very true. Is there a
By the
reason?
way, Jordan McCourt is a walk-on. That's not.
Is there a reason for silent commits? I also don't get why that is.
Here it is. I got this. I got the story I asked. All right. Here's the reason for silent commits. Teams are now using salaries, NIL salaries against other teams. And if they know a kid is committed, it changes the whole dynamic. So like Arizona doesn't even want other schools like to know. So for instance, also like let's say Arizona knows Michigan State is recruiting a transfer. Arizona's probably not even going to mess with that guy. And the reason is because Michigan State is just crapping money right now. They're paying for whoever they want. Now, if Michigan State knows a kid is visiting Arizona and they're like, oh, this kid's open, like, this kid looks pretty good, let's look at him. Okay, well, now we're just going to offer him more than whatever Arizona's offering him. And that's why, like, Arizona's not I hate to break it to people, Arizona's not the only school with silent transfer commits. No transfer's official. They can sign financial aid agreements, but they are not official until they take a class.
You know, this leads me to a bigger question here that I've been thinking about. All these kids getting all this money, you're probably going to want some place to store it really well. Possibly the Desert Financial Credit Union.
Yes.
I mean, look, I don't know that we could. I mean, seriously, we know our good friend Ben One White uses the Desert Financial Credit Union. That's where he probably stores all the money for the fruits and the creams.
Yeah, I mean, if money for the fruits and the creams, and there's a lot of it. Ben has a lot of money. Erica, keep that in mind. Ben has a lot of money.
He does, absolutely. When you open a free checking account online, just like Ben One White, you can get 200 in bonus bets. To get started by visiting desertfinancial.com/200. I love taking the trip on the I-10 because it is the little wave. Scheer, have you seen the wave?
Yes, I have, and I'm going to see it on Monday. I'm going to pass it.
Oh, absolutely. You should put that in there. You should, by the way, Ben One, Big 12 Bobby, it is Ben One White. His middle name is One.
Come on. You got to add the one.
Guys, you are better than that. All right. Now, on the offensive line, I think we're pretty much set here until the next cycle, Scheer.
They're going to add one more.
Yeah, but is it a difference? But is it a real difference maker, though?
I think it's a nice depth piece. I like them, but they're going to add one more offensive lineman, and that'll probably be it. There's always positions where if you can get a good player, you add it. It's offensive line, defensive line, and corner. I think, depending on what happens on linebacker with Nunnery, they're going to add one more, right? Whether it's Nunnery or someone else. And then corner, they're always looking at another corner. And I think they have to. I think they have to add another corner.
I am at the point now that is my biggest concern on the defense at this stage. Is that other corner spot. I do not like, again, we keep talking about it. They want to keep Traden Stukes at that nickel spot because he's that good. They need another one on the outside. They just do. I have a feeling they'll be able to at least cobble something together at that linebacker spot next to Jacob Manu. But I also am not super enthused though by there is on the roster. I get you bringing in Freeney. I get that. But there's also a chance that he's not going to be any good. I don't see a ton of – I'll just be blunt. I don't see a ton of dudes on there that I feel like, all right, I could really see them being that guy.
It's arguably the hardest besides I would say, like, if you want a starting defensive lineman, it's a lot of money. If you want to tackle, it's a lot of money. Corner's right there. It is not easy to get a shutdown, very good corner. In the ideal world, Freeney comes in and grabs that starting spot right away. And he's good. Like, they think he's good. But you can't just have that be your option. And the problem is there's not a lot of corners left in the portal. And I don't think, like, G7's solid. Carnley is still young. He'll make a good play, but then he'll make a really bad one. Freeney hopefully is that guy. And if he's not, they're going to consider moving Stukes. They don't really have a choice.
Yeah, and I don't love that. That's a great question by Steve Hernandez. One of the best referees in the city, Steve Hernandez. Who's better, Traden Stukes or Bondurant? Different dudes. But, man, people forget how good Bondurant was. Bondurant was
I love Stukes. Bondurant was a machine.
Bondurant was a little was just a bigger frame away from probably having a 10-year NFL career. I mean, his instincts were top notch. Did you know that he's coaching football here in Tucson, Scheer?
I didn't. I thought he was rapping.
No, I guess he gave up the rapper career because he knew that I was coming for it. So he decided to come back here to Tucson. But no, he's training kids, though, here in Tucson, I believe.
I always liked him. He was a good dude. Still one of the funniest things is like, Stoop had a good eye for talent, but him getting fired and then Kish putting Bondurant in the starting lineup like right away, and then Bondurant becoming amazing was fun.
The best thing that Kish did when he took over was, all right, Kadeem Carey, you are allowed to play now. And Tremaine Bondurant, you are coming onto the field as well.
Dude, I have so many Kish stories, and I love Kish, but like, even with that whole coaching staff, like I remember Kish telling me that Will Sutton was too small. Right. So they weren't going to recruit Will Sutton. They didn't like Blake Martinez.
Well, they were the second they were the second school in state to offer Kadeem Carey.
Yeah. It was just like some of their evaluations were good, and some of them were just not good.
Yes, exactly. So we will Bondurant versus Iron Mike on the next podcast.
That's not a bad idea. I would tune into a rap battle.
I was going to say, maybe we could get some hustle and motivate in here. Matt Luke, by the way, Matt Luke. Very, very funny. All right. Now. Let's get to a little bit of Arizona basketball. But first, we have to shout out Colton Smith. I have been remiss in bringing up Colton Smith. Scheer, break down who Colton Smith is.
Tennis. He got eliminated today in the semis, but it's a pretty badass story. Arizona had a tennis player make the Final Four. Like that's pretty crazy. Played a really good game, lost, took one set, lost the next two. The second one he lost was in seven, and he just 7-5. And it really cool story. And he'll be back next year. Clancy Shields is a bad dude.
Yeah, he is. He really is. He really is. By the way, weekend odds. This is very good, Big 12 Bobby. I deserve this with a photo of a tasty drink as 1-3. I will be up in Union, date night and a graduation party at Union tonight. I will be very, very.
What graduation party? They graduated like a week ago.
No. A friend of mine, she graduated from dental hygiene school.
Oh, okay.
So I will be up there. Hugging the babies, giving people high fives, all of that. You will get one of those. Scheer not checking oil before his road trip.
I have an oil change scheduled tomorrow morning.
Big 12 Bobby, you got this. By the way, when you go up there, and we're going to get to basketball here in a second, when you go up there, do you worry about Shelby farting as much as I do when I'm in your car?
Nope, don't worry about that at all, because I'm not sure there's a human being on earth that can fart as much as you did on that road trip.
That was good. And there were many times too, but they don't smell though. That is the good thing. They do not.
They don't. To me, they do.
All right. Vontez Buckshank, best running back room in the Big 12 is in Tempe. No. You can't get a dude like Alton McCaskill who hasn't played in 3 years and say that he's going to be good. No. Get out of here with this. No. All right. Now, Del Taco. Oh, by the way, big shout outs to the person that has the Del Taco license plate here in Tucson.
That was awesome.
Dude, like that was some next level cool stuff. That was very, very cool. All right, now. Oh, we have a lot of softball and baseball tonight. Let's get to softball and baseball first. Here's what my problem with baseball is. Not with the baseball team. I love Chip Hale. Chip Hale, day oneer here, as Jason Scheer can definitely attest to. This is true, Scheer.
Yeah, 100%. Chip for life.
All right. I do not understand why Arizona can win the conference, win the Pac-12 tournament, and they still get shipped out on the road. This is crap. I don't care what anybody says.
You keep asking me this, so let me just phrase it this way. LSU could lose its regional, could lose the conference tournament, and still have the possibility of hosting a regional, and they are a game above 500 in their conference. It's going to be all. Oregon State's not even host. The only West Coast team that is going to get a regional is probably Santa Barbara, and then Arizona's going to go there and probably lose.
That is all crap. So again, do we need the My Bad Chip Hale movement? What is it with this SEC bias in place? This is
got to win a regional, Mike. I stand resolute, and I got to tell you, I will say this: I will have a message, a clear. I won't apologize, but I will show some respect if they have to go to a regional with like Santa Barbara and Vanderbilt, because that's just stupid.
All right. So you will you give Chip can there be a My Bad Chip Hale asterisk?
That's what we can discuss that if they go to a regional with like Santa Barbara, Vanderbilt, and whatever.
All right. And the other thing, Kobe Thiel, you are wrong. You are young. You are wrong. The other thing too, every SEC team in softball getting in there. Explain that one to me.
Yeah, they all got their butt kicked. I don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't all get their butt kicked, but Arizona kicked their butt.
Yes, exactly. That is wrong, Kobe Thiel. You are wrong. Wrong. Take that with your Elijah Badger to Washington prediction. But back with that, we love Kobe Thiel, by the way. All right, now, you got any predictions, though, for Arizona softball and Arizona baseball, Jason Scheer?
I think Arizona softball's done. And that's not because the problem is that Oklahoma State's pitching is so good. Like, the pitcher tonight is literally a top 2 pitcher in America. Arizona's pitching is their weakness. It's just this time of year pitching wins. Baseball, I think they take the conference tournament. I actually really do.
All right. Now, okay. There you go. Come on. So you really you won't give me that then. You win the
What?
Come on, you're better than this.
He's had a good season. Is that good? Trip Hale's been having a good season. He deserves all the respect he wants. I'm not going to say my bad with the entire hire unless he goes to a super regional.
Can we get you to say, all right, fine.
I've got plenty of respect for the season. I've watched them. I watched them last night. I've been watching them since I went to the game. I've watched every game they've played since I went to the game.
You and I were at the game, and they did not perform. We do believe that they were nervous because we were in attendance.
I think it's pretty obvious. That was literally the worst game they played all year.
Yes, it was. Good job, Chip. Thank you,
I'll do
LB.
that one. Good job, Chip.
Yeah,
I'll
we
pick that up.
We can at least maybe put a my bad or a hashtag good job, Chip.
Yeah. If they win the conference tournament, I'll 100% tweet good job, Chip.
Yes, and then we can make that into a hashtag movement. But now Arizona losing was a good move for baseball, though, yesterday. Very, very smart. Chestnut checkers, my friend.
Yeah, that was actually funny. They should beat Stanford. The Stanford pitcher tonight sucks. They should beat them, and then you never know.
All right, Erica L. Day, we're almost at 300. Very, very good work. All right, now we need to get to a little bit of Arizona basketball here. Scheer catching strays for things I said. Scheer, that's why that was very, very funny. We will talk about this after the show. But let's talk a little bit because that is me. That is not you. Tell him that. But Arizona's front court. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this. So I'm looking at it right now. We got Mo Krivas. We got Trey Townsend. We've also got Henry Vasar. We got Tobe Awaka. That's who we have. I don't think it's one of the handful of best front courts in the conference, but I do think that it is physically, I think it's going to be pretty adept at being able to be good in the conference immediately. I very much like having Awaka as kind of that insurance big coming off the bench, the big physical, girthy guy. Again, you're going to come across better front courts, but I'm okay with Arizona's front court situation.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I think Trey Townsend is a pretty solid fit. I like Awaka probably more than other people. I like defensive bigs. I wonder how good he will be on offense. I know that Arizona's coaching staff is probably more optimistic about him on offense than I am, but they know a little bit more about basketball than I do, so we'll see. Krivas, I think, is ready for a big jump. He's not going to be Umar last season, but he's going to be better. And I don't mind the front court at all.
Yeah, I do not mind the front court at all. I am very curious about Trey Townsend. We both believe Matt Luke calling Awaka.
Call him girthy? Did you really call him girthy?
Is girthy? What's wrong with girthy?
There's only one word usually used with girth.
What?
And that's Circle K. What?
What's wrong with
Erica,
girth?
take this. Erica, get this.
What's wrong? I don't get it.
I'm not saying you don't want it. Someone help Mike out. What do you usually, when you talk about girth, what is it usually related to?
Mass, strength. I don't get it. All right. Well, either way.
Even Mama is distraught right now.
I have been called the world's oldest millennial.
I thought you were going to say you've been called the world's girthiest man.
All right. Now, I don't really get it. Robert Martinez blaming me for everything. No, I take none of this. But also one thing that I will tell you, though, well, why do we get into one other thing? OGs, my friends. OGs, check it out. Sure. Listen, OGs, we always talk about our good friend Ben One White with the fruits and the creams. Somebody was asking about it. Somebody was asking about this and they're like, what does this mean, Ben? Or what does this mean? And I said, I'm telling you, there is not a bigger advocate of OGs than this man, and he is in California. So that is that goes to show you, though. But he supports local. He supports OGs. To learn more about OG's gummies and where you can find them, head on over to ogsbrands.com. Must be 21 years or up to enjoy responsibly. We would call Ben One White a responsible man, correct?
Yeah, always. Almost too responsible.
Almost too responsible, yes. I will, Scattaboo, Ray Leak, Brown, D. Carlos, Brooks, and McCaskill. Shoo. All right. But, like I said, I have been called by many people the world's oldest millennial. So, again, I don't get it. I do apologize if I said something.
Is that a real post, by the way? Is that an actual ASU fan?
Yeah. I think it is. Yeah, that's
not even what I don't understand that one.
Yeah, DeCarlos Brooks too. I always forget that was he the kid from Chandler?
Yeah, and what is Raleek Brown? I mean, he's talented. He hasn't done anything either.
Yes,
they're moving Raleek Brown to wide receiver. Even I know that.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, get out of here with this.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. The swinging Scattaboo. Isn't Scattaboo the quarterback anyways?
Yeah, Scattaboo's so good at running back. They moved him to quarterback. Come on.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, very, very funny. We do need to make fun of Michael Crow very quickly, though. Michael Crow's job search, which generally I said, I will hire from within because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
The best was, if you're an AD or a coach, you never admit your stupidity, right? You make an excuse up. This dude goes, yeah, I didn't interview anyone else. What? Like,
that was the best part of it. This dude is so out to lunch that, like, not only does he not know what he's doing, he doesn't even pretend. At least some guys will probably have somebody come up to like some handler will say, hey, say that, it wasn't official, but you exhausted all options and this is who you could find. This is the best person you could find. You don't come out and say you didn't interview anybody, dummy.
Yeah. Like, for all we know, Arizona only interviewed DRF, right?
Right.
Probably Erica Barnes too, right?
Right.
But you don't say it.
Right.
You don't go, yes, we didn't even conduct a search. This was our guy for 3 months, and we didn't announce it. Why did you announce it if that was your dude?
Dude, this is just absolutely wild, though. Like I said, and this is why, again, the Robbins legacy to me, he had a silent hire. Dennis Walsh, the great Dennis Walsh. That was very funny. This is why the Robbins legacy to me is going to be such an interesting one to look back on, because he was so terribly bad at so many other things, but at the same time, he also cared about sports. I mean, I look at this putts up the road and I would be going crazy having to worry about this guy. So Robbins, like I said, Robbins messed a lot of stuff up, probably needed to go. But man, I'll give him some credit for at least caring about sports because the alternative is not far away.
It's, yeah.
It is what it is.
But look, again, we've talked about this before. Some presidents just don't really care about sports. And it's apparent that if Arizona State sports fell off the map tomorrow, I don't think Crow would care.
I actually think that he would like to push it off the cliff.
Yeah, but I will say I give him credit for how he handled the debt.
Oh, he just put. I will give him credit for that.
Yeah, he just kind of combined it into the whole university.
By the way, real quick, I gotta. You and I were texting back and forth a little bit about this off Arizona sports here onto women's basketball for a second. What are all these people doing trying to rip down Caitlin Clark? She's making your sport relevant. I have never had any interest in women's basketball ever, really. And I know Scheer hasn't either. She is 1,000% getting you all money. Help her.
The only thing I don't get to is, like, she's good. Like, give her a few games. Like, she started, like, the other day, she had 27-7, right?
Right.
It's like, give her a couple games here.
What are we doing? All right. Before we sign off here, though, we wanted to get the Jacory Croskey-Merritt story out there because that merited a reference. And Hey-yo. All right. No better time to become PHNX diehard. You could hang out with Kobe Thiel, Andy Bryant, the great Erica L. Day. Many, many things going on there. Oh, by the way, this is very, very good, Scheer. Listen, so the best player in the WNBA And by the way, I did not know that the MNBA is a thing until.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that anyway.
Erica L. Day referred to it. No, she did in a group chat. She referred to it as the MNBA.
No, we're not doing that, Erica.
Correct. We will not. But the Merc have the best player in the country, or in the league. Courtney Copper, not Courtney Copper.
Courtney Cox.
No. It's call it the MNBA. Kalia Copper. Dude, listen to this. This is what you call it. You call it the Copper State. Isn't that good? That shirt sells itself.
I don't know, Mike. You're not hidden lately, you know?
No, you get it though, the Copper State. Do you get it?
I get it. Sell the shirt. We should just start making shirts for all this stuff, like 10 of them. And if they sell quickly, we make more.
I would agree with that, by the way. All right. Now, no. Edgar Ortiz, you are wrong. It is Kalia Copper. I've never seen her play, but I like her stats. So there is that.
And that's all that matters.
That is what we are. Mike's been in a nickname rut. I have. This is
They call her Copper because she locks you up.
No, it's the Copper State. Arizona is
I
the
like
Copper
mine
State.
better. Copper because she locks you up.
Copper? Lock you up?
Locks you up defensively. Is she good on defense? I don't know.
Erica, you need to refer to it on your show multiple times as the MNBA.
Yeah, please do. MNBA.
Yes. All right. Yes. That's so good. I love it. AZ Catch me with a super snap. Let's see here. Good seeing you guys. Fun, informative show. Very much appreciate you all. No better time to become a PHNX diehard, by the way. Hop in, become a PHNX diehard. You can hang out with all these good folks. Maybe you could even see a Copper State shirt at some point. That would be very, very interesting. Miles Kelly will probably talk about that a little bit next week, but I do very much like that. Again, check it out. Become a diehard. Scheer, where can they find you doing your work?
WildcatAuthority.com, Wildcat Scoop podcast with Shelby at Jason Scheer on Twitter.
All right. As always, though, you guys have a great, great weekend. We all appreciate you. You are fantastic. There are too many greats to name in this chat, so I will just say you are all great. You are all fantastic. All right. But for the travel-weary Jason Scheer, not travel-weary, anticipation.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Then go to gophnx.com, Big 12 Bobby, or text or tweet at me or Erica L. Day. We will certainly help you. But on that note, for Scheer, for the playing sick Jacob Franklin behind the scenes, Jacob Franklin, we very much appreciate Jacob Franklin. He was brought up on Scheer's board the other day. We love Jacob Franklin. Everybody out there, though, you guys are fantastic. Bear down, back the A. We will be back with you in a couple days.
We all silly like the mayor.